This is Arcee from Rise of the Beasts. A quick look at the packaging. Mine did come kind of beat up like that.
It's gonna go in the trash anyways.
But a look at the top, you have a really nice render of Arcee in what appears to be that area from the trailer. This is part of the Studio Series line. It's a core class figure, a really nice close-up of Arcee, another image at the side, and pretty standard stuff on the back as well. Okay. At first glance, it didn't seem like she was packaged properly, but she is. It's supposed to be like that.
It turns out, I'm just an idiot.
Oh, no, I dropped it. Got it. All right, we can separate these. And according to the instructions, this goes back here, like that. Now, since this is a core class figure, it is kind of small. Personally, I'm not a fan of core class figures, but this isn't too bad. And I know they did that so it'd be more in scale with the other figures, but I do feel like this would have benefited from a deluxe class figure. I feel like it being core class limits this figure in many areas. But for what they were able to achieve, it's not too bad. One of my big concerns, though, is the paint. I feel like this kind of paint is definitely going to chip off. But let's take a closer look starting at the head. The head sculpt on this figure is really nice. I really also like the way the face looks. They were able to get a little bit of tiny detail in there. And the face does kind of resemble Arcee from the Bumblebee movie. The eyes are a nice blue and they managed to do that really well.
She also has the same lines that the Bumblebee movie Arcee has.
The entire face sculpt looks really good. And the mouth is also done really well. This top section of the head does resemble G1 Arcee a little bit. I don't like the gap in her head over there.
It's like she's gonna get brain damage and become a toy reviewer or something.
You can also see some tiny details right above and behind the shoulders in this section. Kind of hard to focus in on, but you can see a little bit of a grid pattern. The neck isn't entirely plain either. There is a little bit of sculpt work going on. It is really difficult to see though. Down over to the chest piece, it's painted really well with the black over there, the white and the gray. The way it's molded is really nice. It does seem fairly accurate to the movie. Over to the arms, you have that really pink paint and a pretty decent sculpt job. This section was done really well, I think. Down over to the rest of the arms, pretty basic. Not a whole lot of detail can be added to a figure this small and still maintain that price point. Some pretty decent work done for the hands. This torso area is done really well. It might be kind of hard to see on camera. It's a nice gunmetal gray with a really nice sculpt going on. And does she have a belly button? Oh my god, they did it. They actually did it.
The designers are horny.
Over down to the crotch area, not a whole lot going on. Some pretty decent sculpt work down here for the legs. The inside has some hollow points, but some really nice stuff going on here. I feel like that's done really well. I do feel like the figure falls kind of flat in this section. She doesn't really have feet, she just kind of has all this.
Yeah, the lower section of the legs is not the best. A lot of these details though do look nice in the vehicle mode.
Not too much going on the inside of things, and you can bring the wheels out. I kind of have her skate around like she does in the movie. It is kind of awkward, but it can be done, and it makes her a little bit taller, so she doesn't seem as short compared to the other figures in the line. Now, in terms of accuracy, from what we've seen in the movie, she does seem to be pretty on par. A lot of the looks and colors do match. This part keeps going down. Mostly up in this area with the head, the chest piece, the arms, the rest of the body down to the legs. It is kind of hard to tell how accurate this part is, because there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of images of it online.
With how horny Transformer fans are, maybe it's a good idea there's no feet pics of Arcee.
She does have a lot of kibble at the back, but the wheel here is movie accurate, not so much to this part. And it seems like in the movie this is... Nope, get back on there. Seems like in the movie this is supposed to be sticking out, but the instructions say to keep it sideways. Now for articulation, the head can do that as part of the transformation. I didn't mean to do that, but she can rotate her head all the way around. There is a bit of up and down movement. These arms can hinge out, and then these are on a ball joint, so you can... I'm getting flashbacks to that Legacy Prime Arcee figure. As I was saying, this is on a ball joint, so you can still bring the arm out without having it to hinge out. You can get that rotation going, and the joint is pretty tight. A ball joint at the elbows, so you can bend it in and then rotate it. No movement for the hands. This section can move. You do get a waist rotation. Legs can go out and forward. You get a knee bend. The legs can move pretty far back, and that's really about it. No feet rotation because she doesn't really seem to have feet. Now design-wise, this figure does seem to be similar to Legacy Prime Arcee. Here's a side-by-side look at both of them, and you definitely can kind of see some of the similarities between the two figures, especially where the wheels are positioned on the figures. It does seem like this Arcee might have been based off Prime Arcee. Let me know if you guys think they look similar in the comments also. Now here's a comparison of Arcee from the Bumblebee movie. You can see she looks very different. The main similarities are basically in the head. They both still have wheels at the bottom. This one has actual feet. Obviously this one also has more detail because it is a larger figure, and this one is definitely much thicker than this one. It is kind of confusing how they have this Arcee in a deluxe class and chose to do this in a core class. I guess since she is a motorcycle, it makes more sense. Maybe when she scans a motorcycle, she becomes smaller in the movie. I don't know. Let's take a quick look at her weapon. The mold of this is pretty simple, and you just place it on her hand. Not the best looking weapon in my opinion, and her hands are not compatible with the larger figure's weapons. Now for a size comparison.
Here she is next to Bumblebee Arcee, and yeah, the size difference is pretty baffling. Legacy Prime Arcee, Rise of the Beast Bumblebee, Studio Series KO Optimus, Battle Trap, Core Class Optimus, and And just for fun, so she doesn't seem too small, Armada blurs Minicon Incinerator.
And while this figure doesn't officially come with a port for a stand, you could cheat the rules a little bit. Take that off and place this in like that. And I managed to do that for a few shots. And then maybe you could just place that in like that, maybe. Transformation for her is fairly simple. Bring the head out, and it was kind of stuck in there at first, but it is pretty loose now after getting it out. Bring the... What?
Bring the arms over and up, and don't connect them just yet.
Rotate the body around. Bring out the legs like so on both sides. Bring the wheels out and bring them up. Make sure this is up and out, and she kind of looks like a spaceship like that. Now what we can do is bring these sides down. Make sure it lines up like so. Now we can connect the wheels.
Connect both of the arms together, and kind of just like make sure everything gets in place. Tab this piece in there. Struggle with it for about 2 minutes before realizing the head wasn't down all the way. Question your validity as a Transformers reviewer, and finally connect those pieces. And just give everything a good push to make sure it's all together.
There we go. There is the vehicle mode for Arcee. I swear this is one of those times where when I first transformed the figure, it was really easy, but doing it on camera for some reason makes things a million times harder.
There's a sex joke in there somewhere.
But a look at the vehicle mode. This part right here can move. God damn it. This front half of the motorcycle doesn't look too bad. It really kind of falls off in this back area. You can see her head through there and the hand sticking out at the side. The wheels do rotate fairly easily. The rims do look really nice and they have some nice paint on them. You can see a lot of the bike details throughout the figure. A quick look at the front, not too bad looking. Other side, here's a quick look at the bottom, back.
I know it's a bit misaligned, I don't care. Weapon storage, the blaster goes at the bottom, and you can get her to stand with that. And if you push it in all the way, then she won't be able to stand, obviously. Honestly, it's an alright figure. Their core class isn't my style, and I do hope they do a deluxe class in the future. Check out one of these other videos over here if you want to see more Transformers stuff, and make sure to subscribe.